If you're balancing work, family, or other responsibilities, you know that finding time to study for the LSAT is tough. The weekdays leave you drained, and the weekends often feel like your only chance to catch up. But here's the good news. With the right approach, you can turn your weekends into your secret weapon. This isn't about cramming or burning yourself out. Instead, it's about using a focused, proven framework to maximize your time. I call this the Weekend Warrior Protocol. With just 8 hours of intentional effort, you can get the same value as 20 hours of scattered studying. Today, I'll show you how. But first, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, I've worked with a lot of students who are paralegals working overtime, and so for them, weekends are the only time they can study without the distractions of a 9-to-5 job. And the same is true for most working professionals. But the thing is, most people waste that opportunity by studying haphazardly or for too long without having a clear goal. This is what typically happens for these students. You sit down to study, but you're not sure where to start. You jump from one thing to another without a focused plan. And so after hours of effort, you still feel stuck, frustrated, and behind the 8 ball. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, but the thing is, the LSAT isn't a test you can just wing. It's a test of skills, and skills are built through focused, deliberate practice. That's why having a clear weekend strategy isn't just helpful, it's actually necessary. And this is why at LSAT Unplugged, we create personalized day-by-day study plans for every single one of our students, laying out what to do on weekdays versus weekends, considering vacations, holidays, busier work periods, slower work periods. We take all of that into account and we pair it with private one-on-one coaching at the time that works best for you, including potentially the weekend. If you're interested in finding out more, you could check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, here's how the Weekend Warrior Protocol works. It's built around 3 key principles. The first is focused study blocks. The second is active recovery. And the third is tracking your progress. Today, I'll break down each one of those for you so you can see how to make it work for your situation. Now, again, the first principle is focused study blocks, because when it comes to studying, quality beats quantity every single time. Instead of grinding for hours on end, you want to break your studying into 2 focused blocks each day. One earlier in the day when your mind is sharp, the other one later in the day after you've had some time to recharge. So here's how to structure a study block. Each block is only about 2 hours long, and it should focus on 2 things. For your first hour, it's targeted drills. The second hour is timed practice. So for the targeted drills, you're going to choose a specific question type or section that's been giving you trouble. Maybe it's strengthen or weaken questions, reading comp passages, or something else entirely. It's up to you. But you want to drill these questions intentionally. You want to look at why is the right answer right and what made it unappealing for you at first. Why was the wrong answer wrong and what made it tempting for you at first. And what strategy could help you answer faster the next time around. This is part of the Socratic review method that we use at LSAT Unplugged in our classes and our one-on-one coaching programs. The second hour is going to be where you simulate test day conditions by practicing with a timer. That could be a full timed 35-minute section. Maybe that's 53 minutes if you have accommodations for time and a half, or it could be aiming to do the first 10 questions in a logical reasoning section in just 10 minutes, working on your pacing so you could build up a time bank to work through the tougher questions later in the section. Timed work is essential because the LSAT is, of course, a timed exam, and you want to make sure that you can stay sharp under pressure. Now, the second principle of the Weekend Warrior Protocol is active recovery, because studying hard is only half the equation. Most people think recovery is taking a break, scrolling through social media, or watching Netflix, but that's passive and it doesn't actually recharge your brain. Active recovery is different. It helps your brain process what you've learned, so you'll be ready for the next round of studying. This might involve moving your body, where you go for a walk, do some light stretching, or even a short workout. Movement also boosts blood flow to your brain and clears any mental fog you have from your study session. The second way to engage in active recovery is to engage in a quick review where you spend just 5-10 minutes reviewing the mistakes you made in the last study block. This reinforces what you've learned without overloading your brain. The third way to engage in active recovery is to fuel your brain. Hydrate, drink some water, maybe some coffee, eat a nutritious snack. I know it might sound simple, but so many people forget to take this step. It's totally fine to take a break for a granola bar, an apple, something like that, a smoothie maybe. The third principle here would be to track your progress. Because if you're not tracking what's working, you're wasting time, plain and simple. Progress comes from knowing what to improve and adjusting your strategy accordingly. Now, the question might be, what do you track? You could track accuracy alone. That just comes down to how many questions you got right in each drill set or each timed section. The second thing to track would be timing. Did you stay within the time limit? And where did you slow down? Where did you get bogged down? Where did you get stuck? The third thing to track is patterns in your mistakes. Are you noticing that you're struggling with certain question types, certain methods of reasoning, certain topics in reading comp? You could then, of course, adjust your study plan accordingly. As we do for our students, we give you additional assignments based on what you're struggling in. The reason this works is that tracking turns frustration into focus and gives you a clear action plan for your next steps. And instead of feeling stuck and feel like you need to work on everything, you can zero in on your specific weak areas. And by targeting them over time, you'll see clear, measurable progress. You won't be stuck in an endless treadmill of LSAT prep or stuck at a score plateau. Now, here's how all of this comes together for a full weekend warrior protocol. In your morning study block, you start off with targeted drills, then you move into timed practice. In between the first study block and the second study block, you engage in a midday active recovery with some light movement, a quick review, and a snack or a healthy meal. Then in the afternoon, you repeat the same structure, first with drills, then timed practice. This gives you a total of 4 hours of studying per day, split into 2 high-quality blocks. Over the course of the whole weekend, that becomes 8 focused hours with built-in recovery to keep your brain sharp. Now, the reason this works is that you're focusing your time and maximizing the results that you can get. You're not wasting your energy on inefficient methods. Every minute is intentional, structured, and productive. By engaging in active recovery between the first block and the second block, you're retaining more of what you studied in the morning. And third, you're tracking your progress. It keeps you motivated and helps you refine your approach week after week. And this isn't just theoretical. I actually use this approach with my students and I build it into their day-by-day study plans. And the students using this protocol consistently report higher accuracy, faster timing, and increased confidence, all without burning out. Now, before you dive in, let's talk about what not to do. You don't want to overload on this. More hours doesn't mean better results. Just 2 focused blocks per day. That's it. Second big mistake is don't skip that recovery period between block 1 and block 2. The rest is what actually makes your studying effective. And third, don't ignore the metrics. You want to track your progress because if you're not tracking, you're just guessing, and guessing leads to wasted time. You want to look at what mistakes you're making and why, so you can avoid making those same mistakes next time around. Every question that you get wrong is an opportunity to learn something new, which is why at LSAT Unplugged, we spend so much time on that review process using that Socratic review method. We incorporate it into our classes and our one-on-one coaching programs. And of course, we built it into your personalized day-by-day study plan. If you'd like to find out more about getting my support on your journey to scoring a 170 plus, my team and I would be glad to help you out. You could check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.